Hello guys, welcome to Abdo channel. In today's video, we will talk about one of the collection entity which is tuples in Python programming language. In the last video, we have seen lists in Python, how to create list and what are the different operations we can perform on list. In today's video, we will talk about tuples, how to create a tuple, how to access the elements in a tuple, what are different operations we can perform on a tuple. So without any further delay, let's start understanding the concept of tuples in Python. Let us start with creating a tuple. Here, the way we created a tuple like this, right? Let's take a colors object. This is the way we created our list. Okay, red, blue, uh, this is one of the way we created a tuple, a list, right? Say for example, if I print type of colors, it is giving its type is list. This is how we created a list. And then similarly, the way we create a tuple is by using parentheses, not by the square brackets. Okay, if you group the list of elements inside parentheses, then its type will be as tuple. See this is its type is tuple. Okay, so there is another way to create a tuple. Okay, like we have seen, colors is equal to list of objects, list of values, right? This is one way to create a list, right? This is another way of creating a list. In the same way, we can create a tuple like this, okay, by using tuple constructor. Okay, after that, there is one more way of creating a tuple. Okay, say for example, if you give the list of values like this, okay, in this way also its type will be tuple only. So there are several ways of creating a tuple by enclosing all of the values in parentheses by using a tuple constructor, and also by assigning just a list of group of values. So this is about creating a tuple. In the same way, if you want to create a tuple with a single item, okay, like this you can create, okay, but if you create colors is equal to 10 and if you print the type of it, its type is int, okay. In the same way, if you are creating a string, its type is string. But my intention of creating this 10 as a tuple, right? So in such case, what we have to do is we have to give a comma and surround with the parenthesis. Then only it will be created as tuple. Even if it is having one element, we have to mention comma at the end. Then only it will be identified as a tuple. Okay, that's all about creation of tuples. Okay, uh, these are the list of items in this tuple, right? So each item is called as a tuple item, like items in a list called as list item. In the same way, items in tuple are called as tuple items. Okay. So the similarly the way each list item is having couple of properties, right? List items are ordered, list items are changeable, list items can be of any different data type. All those properties are there for list, right? In the similarly, we have the properties for tuple items as well. Tuple items are ordered, which means that uh, every item will be added. Whatever the item you add, to a tuple, right? That will be added at the end. Every item which is already inserted at a particular position, it will be retrieved in the same position while you are getting the items from the tuple. The order will be preserved. And list in this tuple items can be of any data type. Okay, say for example, I can mention here. Okay, like this. So here I am giving strings on a float number, right? So tuple items can be of any data type. Okay. Also, the tuple items can be duplicate. So this 10 is duplicating here, right? So let us see whether tuple allows the duplicate values or not. See, it is allowing. Okay. So tuple items are duplicate. Tuple items are any data type. Tuple items are ordered. There is one property which is in contrast to the list items. List items are changeable, right? So tuple items are unchangeable. Okay. So once a tuple is created, we cannot add or update or remove items of a tuple after its creation. Okay, let us see with an example why the tuple items are not, how the tuple items are not updatable or not changeable. Okay, let us see with an example. See this, this is my tuple having a list of colors RGB colors. Okay, so if I print this, it is giving me the tuple items. Okay, now I want to update a value at 0th index to something else. Okay, now let us see what it will print. See, this tuple object does not support item assignment, which means that you cannot do the updates or you cannot modify the elements once after the tuple is created. Okay, that is about tuple items are unchangeable. Okay, now let us go to the topic of how to access the elements from a tuple. Okay, let us start with accessing one element at a time by its index. See, this is a tuple, right? Each element can be accessed by its index. So, 0th index will be having red, one index will be index 1 will be having the value green, index 2 will be having the blue, right? So, in order to get its value at a particular index, we have to use like this. Okay, it is giving the value that is there at the given index. Okay, in the similarly we can also mention uh, sorry, we can also mention the negative indexing as well, like this. Okay, colors of -2. Positive indices starts from left to right, as we know it already, right? Negative indices start from right to left. Okay, and they always start from -1, -1, -2, -3, like this. So -2, if I give, it should print the value green. Yeah. This is how we use the negative index for a tuple. These all operations are similar to the operations which we have discussed in the list. What all operations we can perform to access the elements of a list, right? All those operations are applicable to access the elements of a tuple. Okay. Now let me increase the list of items in this list. Okay. Like this, I'm going to create a tuple. Now I want to see how to get the range of values. Okay, by using the range of indices. See here I am mentioning colors of 2 colon 4, right? Colon is the slice operator for us. So it starts from 2 and excludes 4. Okay. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So ideally it should be giving me the value blue and yellow. Okay. Let me try this. See blue and yellow is giving, right? This is about getting values, multiple values by using the range, positive index range. Similarly, we can also mention the negative index range as well. Okay. Say for example, I am starting with the -4. Okay, -4 colon -1. Okay. In this example, it starts from -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, right? So it starts from -4. So here, green. Let us see what will be the output of it. See green, blue, yellow. -4, -3, -2. -1 will be excluded. That's why it is giving green, blue, and yellow. This is about negative index range. Okay. Similarly, there is another operator which we can see whether you want to find a particular element is present in a tuple or not. Okay. So let us see whether red is present in tuple or not. Okay. Red in colors. Let us see whether what value it will provide. True, because it is there, right? Let me see if it is giving me this value. It is not there because it works based on the case sensitive approach. Okay, that's all about accessing elements by using tuple in a tuple by using indexes. Let us go to the topic of update tuple. Okay, we discussed that tuple items are unchangeable, right? So once you create a tuple, you cannot do any modifications to the tuple. But how can we update a tuple even then? There are some workarounds to do the updates to a tuple. Okay, let us see how to update a tuple. Okay, see this is my tuple, right? Red is having red, green, blue, yellow, indigo. Okay, now I want to update a value at index 2 with something else. Okay, say for example, I want to add instead of blue, I want the blue to be replaced with pink. Okay, it is at the index 2. Okay, colors of 2. If I give like this, it will give me an error, right? Because we are trying to update a tuple. Now, to do this, we have a workaround. Okay, first we have to declare a tuple like this. Next, we have to convert this tuple to a list. Okay, there is a constructor available in list that takes tuple and it gives us the list of colors list. Okay, this is how we convert a tuple into a list. By passing the tuple into the list constructor, it gives us the list. Now as we converted that into the list, and list items are changeable, which means that we can update anything in a list. Let us try to update the list now. Colors of list of 2, I want this to be pink, right? So colors list is updated now. Okay, print of colors list, print of colors. Now if you see, colors list is red, green, pink is there, but colors is still having the blue. If you see here, this is the difference between the list and tuple. List is having the square brackets, which is like an array. Tuple is having the parentheses, which is like a group of values. So now I want this value to be reflected in the tuple as well, right? Now there is a constructor available in tuple also. Okay. that takes a list, okay, that takes a list as an argument and converts that into a tuple. Okay, now let us see whatever the update we have done here, that is there in the list, and we are passing that updated list to the tuple constructor. It will give us the tuple now. Now let us see whether tuple is having the updated value or not. See, this is how we here now pink is there in the tuple also, right? This is how we update a value in tuple. Okay, say for example, I want to add an element to a tuple. After its creation, I want to add one more thing. Okay, in similarly, right, we can convert that to the list. Okay, once it is converted to the list, we have a method available in list. Okay, that will add any element. If you pass to that function, that will add that element to the end of the list, right? Now I want to add purple. Okay, so this purple will be appended to the end of the list. Okay, now if you convert that list back to the tuple, that tuple will be having the uh, purple as a last value in the tuple. See this? Okay, this is how we can add an element to a tuple. That's all about updating tuples by converting it to the list and doing the updates in list and converting it back to the tuple. Okay, now let us go back to the topic of unpacking tuples. Okay, what does it mean by unpacking? Okay, creating a tuple by packing or collecting or grouping of multiple values into a single variable is called as packing. See here we are creating a tuple by creating or grouping multiple values into a single variable. This is colors, right? This is called packing a tuple. Okay, now let us say I want to unpack this tuple. Okay, I have these three. Okay, I have these five values in the tuple. I want to extract each of these values into a single variable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. Okay, uh, if you do like this, what will happen? We will see. Print of 1, print of 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2. Okay, see this, we are printing these values, these variable values, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So whatever the values this colors tuple is having, each value will be unpacked into this variable, each and every variable 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So as we printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the values which are unpacked from the tuple are getting printed here: red, green, blue, yellow, and indigo. Okay, this is about unpacking the tuple. Okay, but here we know it, right? We know the tuple is having five elements. That's why we are unpacking those five elements into five variables. But in a case when you know my tuple will be having at least 1, 2 elements, but I don't know how many more elements will be there in the tuple. So in such scenarios, say for example, my tuple is having five elements. I don't know, right? Uh, I don't know how many elements are there in my tuple, but I thought it will be having only two elements. Okay. Now, if I print this, what will happen? We'll see. See, there's too many values to unpack. There are too many values. There are so many values to unpack, but you specified only two variables. That is what it is giving. Expected two. We should only have the two values in the tuple as well, because we are declaring only two variables. So in a case where you don't know how many more elements will be there in your tuple, you can mention star to the last variable, so that whatever variable that is referred, whatever the first variable is, suppose if you mention like here one variable and one last variable with star, right? All other elements will be created as a list and will be referred by the to second last variable, which is marked as star here. Let us see. Okay, let us see the output. See, this red is coming into the one, and all other values are coming as a list. See this is the list. Okay, as a list into the variable name 2. Okay, this is about creating unpacking a tuple when even you don't know how many more elements will be there in your tuple. Okay, now let us go to the del keyword. Okay, we know that del is used to remove a particular element from a list, right? And also if you want to remove a list completely from the memory, then also you can use the list, right? Let us see that with an example before using del with the tuple. Okay, see this is all we covered in our video where we talked in detail about all the list operations. If you want to see that, you can refer to that video. I'll be pasting that video link in the description. Okay, see here, this is the colors list, right? So now if I want to remove a particular element, del colors of 0, this is how we use the del keyword. Okay, del is done. If you print colors now, let us see what it will print. See, this red is gone. In the same way, if you pass like this, the whole list will be gone. See, colors is not different because the colors is removed from the memory itself here, right? That's why you are getting that error while you access the colors object after its deletion. This is how we work with the del keyword. Okay, in list. Okay, but as we cannot delete an item from tuple, we cannot use del to remove an element from a tuple. However, it can be used to remove a tuple completely from the memory. Okay, let us see. This is a tuple now, right? So if I try to give del uh, tuple item, okay, like this, let us see tuple object doesn't support item deletion, so a single item deletion is not possible. But however, you can delete the whole tuple from the memory. See, this name colors is not defined because del operation worked well to remove the tuple from memory. Okay, so tuple in del in list is used to remove an item and also remove the list completely from memory. Whereas when it comes to tuple, you cannot delete an item by using del keyword from tuple. However, you can delete the complete tuple from memory by using del keyword. Okay, now let us go to the topic of how we can iterate through tuple. Okay, we have seen couple of operations, I mean couple of ways to loop through a list, right? Like for loop with range, while loop, all those ways we have seen. Similarly, a tuple can also be iterated using all those many ways. Let us see. Okay, for each color in colors, I want to print it. Print of color. Okay, this you can give any name. Okay, that's not a problem. Let us see what it will print. See this, the values are getting printed now, right? This is one way of creating it, looping through a tuple. Okay, now let us see. I want to no, I want to iterate through the tuple by using its index. Okay, so for x in range of length, we have to provide a range, right? What is that range? Till the length of tuple. So I want to iterate the for loop till the length of the tuple, and for each index it returns, right? It returns an index. Okay, for each index it returns. Let us see how it returns an index. See this 0 1 2 3 4, right? 0 1 2 3 4. So now if I want to print an element at that index, so the range for loop will always give you the index that is being iterated, on which tuple or on which list you are iterating. So if you want to get an element, you have to use that index onto that collection entity, whether it is a list or tuple. Okay, let us see. See this. This is how you get an element in the for loop with range. There is another way using while loop. Okay. Okay. Let us see. While loop, right? While loop, we have to mention a condition. Okay, till the end of the loop, right? Say for example, I want to iterate the loop till I reach uh, end of loop or length of colors, right? See here, I'll mention some index is equal to 0. So if this index till the index is less than length of colors, I want to print colors of index. Okay, index, and I want to increase by 1, increase it by 1, right? Now let us see what it will give. See, same values it is giving. So these are the different ways to go through the list, to loop through the list. Now let us go to the topic of how we will join tuples. Okay, so okay, let me take two tuples. Tuple 1 is equal to tuple of 10, 20. Tuple 2 is equal to tuple of 30 and 40. Now there is an operator, plus operator, which you can use to join tuples. Okay, so let us see how it gives. Okay, this is giving some error. Why is it giving some error? If you see, tuple expected at most one argument got to, because we have to mention it as a tuple by passing it to the tuple constructor, right? That is the mistake we have done. Tuple constructor is this, and we have to pass a tuple of values to that tuple constructor group of values. See, this tuple 1 plus tuple 2 is joining these two tuples. Okay. Suppose if I want to duplicate the number of items, duplicate all the items in a tuple like this, right? Say for example, print tuple 1 star 2. Let us see how it what it gives. See, the items whatever they are being replicated those many times we mentioned here. Okay, let us see what it will give if I mention 3. See, these are duplicated 3 times now. So this is how we can multiply the elements in a tuple. The same operation can also be performed by list as well. Okay, this is how we are creating a list, right? See this, what it gives. See, this is giving, right? So multiplication, if you want to duplicate the existing elements for X number of times, you can use this multiplication operator with those many times on list or on tuple as well. Okay, that is about multiply tuple and join tuples we have seen till now. Let us go and see, there is another function available, right? In list also we have seen this function. Okay, how to find a number of occurrences of a particular element in a list, that we have seen, right? And similarly we can check the same thing in tuple as well. Okay, like this, print tuple 1 dot count of 10. How it gives? It should give the value 2 now. See, this many times it was there, right? That is why it is giving tau. This is to find out how many occurrences of a particular element in a tuple. Okay. Let us see, there are two other functions available, max and min. Okay. Say for example, my tuple is having these values, right? 10 and 20. Now I want to find max element, max of tuple 1. Max element in this tuple. This is 20, right? Similarly, if you want to find the min element in the tuple, that also you can find. So this is about numbers in a tuple, right? Say for example, let us move it to strings. Okay, red, green, yellow. Okay, these are the values. These are starting with capital letters, and this is starting with small letters, right? When you try to find out min and max of an element in this list, these values will be converted. These strings will be converted into the ASCII values, and their ASCII values will be compared with another another string ASCII values. Okay, R ASCII value between 65 and 90, G ASCII value also in between 65 and 90, 97. I mean Y's ASCII value between 97 and 122, right? So let us see how it gives the value min. Okay, I guess green should be the minimum. Yeah, because that's how it is, right? It is comparing based on the ASCII values. Max, it should be yellow. Yeah, because it will be around 121 or something, right? It's Y's ASCII value. If both are matching, then it goes to compare the ASCII value of the second character. Okay, that is how it works by comparing the ASCII values in order to find the min and max values of a tuple. Okay, that's all about tuples and the different operations, how we can do a workaround to do the updates to a tuple, how to loop through the lists, all those operations, how to join the list, how to create a list, all those operations we have seen in today's video. Thank you for watching. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.